everyone. Welcome to the Ordinary Souls podcast. I am your host, Raven Fernandes. And today, on this episode of my podcast, we are pretty much just going to be giving an introduction about who I am, pretty much just spitting facts, fun facts about who I am as a person, and going into why I decided to do a podcast and what this podcast is going to be about. So, without further ado, we are going to get started. So, like I said before, my name is Raven Fernandes, and I am from the city of Boston, Massachusetts, born and raised 617. I am 21 years old, currently a college student. And now, that was like the main introduction, like the basic introduction. But I'm pretty much just going to go into the fun part of this right now. So, this is like the main question that everybody, and I mean everybody, really likes to ask when you're getting to know somebody. Or this is like the main question that you may always ask when you're meeting somebody new. So, you probably want to know what my zodiac sign is. Mainly, you want to know what my big three are. So, without further ado, as a zodiac person myself, I am going to share that with you guys in literally just about now. So, my sun sign is a Capricorn. My birthday is January 17th. My moon sign is in Scorpio. And my rising is also in Capricorn. So pretty much in my big three, it's majority Capricorn minus my moon sign. Yes, I am an earth sign. I represent the earth signs. January Capricorn at that. And another question that you may want to ask is my favorite food. Now I have a bunch of favorite foods because I love food. Like, I literally love food. It is literally my life. But to be on the serious note, my favorite food, my top favorite food overall, has to be pizza. Like, literally, pizza is one of the best pieces of food you can ever have. If you don't like pizza, you need to get on the wave. You really need to get on this wave of really liking pizza. I like cheese pizza. Cheese pizza is always my go-to. Sometimes I get pepperoni here and there, but usually I always just like a cheese pizza. I prefer flatbread, but sometimes if the bread is like a little bit like thicker, I don't mind it, but I prefer like flatbread pizza. I feel like flatbread pizza tastes so much better in my opinion. And let me just stop talking about pizza and get to my next favorite food. So, pretty much my next favorite food is French fries. Oh, excuse me. I pretty much really like French fries a lot. It's almost like a snack to me. Like, I can't have, if I'm ordering chicken tenders or something, I can't have it without fries. Like, if I'm ordering something, I have to have fries on the side. Like, that's how bad my fry addiction is. I'm somebody who really, really, really likes French fries. And anytime I have like a meal or something or like a bigger meal, I have to have French fries on the side. That's just me. That's just like personally my thing, my go to. If you want to say it like that, that's personally my go to. Now, favorite food, but this is like an entire like meal course wise. Like, if this is a full course meal, my favorite full course meal has to be salmon with spinach and either rice or mashed potatoes. Oh my goodness. I'm mixing up my words. I pretty much had a long day. This week is my finals week, so I'm doing a lot of studying here. But yeah, my favorite full course meal has to be salmon with spinach. I can take asparagus too, spinach or asparagus, and either rice or mashed potatoes. Like, that combo together is just like my thing. Like, if I want to have like a kind of sort of fancy dinner, that would be my sort of kind of fancy dinner for you guys. So, before I get extremely hungry, I'm going to stop the food. I'm going to stop talking about my favorite foods before I get really hungry and go into my hobbies. So, one of the first hobbies that I really like to do, that I'm really interested in, is pretty much reading. Now, honestly, when I talk to people about reading, some people don't really like it, but reading is just my thing. Honestly, when it comes to reading, you just have to find the type of genre or like the type of book that resonates with you or that you feel like you can most likely connect to. Like for me, I like any type of genre of books, but pretty much it's like I like realistic fiction books. I know like for example, one of my favorite books that I have ever read was by Miss Angie Thomas, The Hate You Give, and honestly, I read that book 3 times. 3 times and I finished it all 3 times and it has been one of my favorite books to read. I still have it in my home room, like my room back home where I live. So, pretty much that is one of my favorite books. And for me, I surprisingly this semester I did find some time to really start reading. Like I know during like the college semester I don't really have that much time to read, but surprisingly this semester like I found a lot more time to do like free reading or personal reading. And honestly just reading in general like helps me get through the day. It helps me like stay calm, it helps me relax myself, and it's a way for me to like just like dive into another person's life whether they're real or fiction. And reading overall has been one of my favorite hobbies ever since I was younger. Because I know, like, when I was younger, I struggled with reading and I always wanted to be good at reading. And so I just, like, continued to read and read and read. And honestly, reading really helps a lot for me. It has been a major help for me. Another hobby that I really have is writing, whether it's writing down my thoughts, whether it's just like writing anything in general. I just like to write things down. Writing is, I just like, I don't know, like, writing is something that like keeps me occupied in a way. Like, I can write how I feel on a piece of paper or in a little notebook and just keep it to myself and kind of like go back and read it whenever I feel like it and kind of like look back compared to like and kind of look back and compare it to when I wrote it versus how I'm feeling as I'm rereading it. So writing is another hobby that I really like. I also do a lot of painting. Painting is something that I got into about last year in 2021, and I pretty much have been taking painting seriously for over a year now. And let me tell you, it is one of the most calming, soothing things anybody can ever do. I'm not even lying to you. Like, painting is so calm. And I feel like my love for painting started to develop once I started going to more paint nights and having the instructor teach me how to do a painting. And I'm like, I really think I can get into this myself. So I started getting into it myself. And I pretty much do a lot of paintings now. I have so many in my college dorm. Like, whenever I get the free time or whenever I'm just like in the apartment all day doing absolutely positively nothing, I just sit and paint. It's something, painting, just like writing, painting is something where I can also like express myself with. I do like different kinds of paintings, but the main type of painting that I really like to do is landscapes because I really like nature. And getting into my next hobby, I really like being outside in nature a lot. Whether it's fall, winter, spring, or summer, I just like being outside in nature and just having nature walks. That's another hobby that I really like about myself. Not about myself, but that I really enjoy having. And sometimes it's like I don't really get the chance. I forget to walk outside sometimes and just admire the beautiful scenery that is around me every single day. Sometimes it's like I have so much on my mind that I forget to just go out in nature, or I forget to just like relax in nature. And I feel like that's something that I can personally like work on for myself is to just remember to be out in nature. But yeah, those are pretty much my hobbies. Those are pretty much my hobbies that I have for you guys. And now we're going to get more into like the serious business of everything. And we're going to start talking about my podcast journey, why I started it, and then going into what the podcast is pretty much about. So, pretty much why I started a podcast, honestly, it's something that like was kind of like on and off in my mind. I thought about would doing a podcast be beneficial to me? Plus, I've always heard like others around me saying, I could see you starting a podcast. I could see you starting your own podcast with it. You like have the voice for it. But what is the voice for a podcast? Like, I don't know. like I I didn't know I really had the voice to start a podcast. When I was younger, I used to record music and everything, so doing audio work and everything isn't really new to me. But just talking like in audio, it's something really new to me. Like it's new, but it's not new. Like podcasting is new for me, but recording myself on audio and through a computer isn't new to me at all. So it's kind of a new experience, but it's not a new experience. Yet it is a new experience because I this is my very, very, very first time doing a podcast, by the way. And a lot of the reasons why I started doing a podcast or why I decided to do it is because I really like to talk. Honestly, I really like to talk. I really like to tell stories. And I really want to have discussions. I like discussions. I like having discussions about topics. Literally, I like communicating about anything. I really like communicating about anything, whether it's a silly topic, whether it's a serious matter. I just like to be able to talk about how I feel and just to say what's on my mind without feeling like anybody's judging me. And that's like pretty much what this podcast is going to be like about. This is going to be literally like lifestyle conversations that you may have with close friends or family members and just like kind of being able to talk to each other. Just being able to talk to you guys about how to navigate certain situations in your life, personally sharing my personal experiences with these topics that I will be discussing on this podcast. And pretty much this is just like a normal conversational type podcast that I am going to be presenting to you guys. And that's pretty much it for this pilot. Again, thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. I hope you guys join me on my journey with this podcast. And you'll catch me next time.